Uncut Live Productions, y'all ready? We about to go in. Uncut Live, baby. Yours truly, y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Uncut himself from Uncut Live Productions. Y'all know the mission of Uncut Live Productions, where we focus on mind, body, soul, spirit, faith, social issue, politics, you name it. As I always say, we keep it 100 on 1,000. As I always say, we're uncut. Do a little bit of adjustment here. Uh, we keep it 100 on 1,000. Where Uncut Live focuses on mind, body, soul, spirit, faith, social issues, politics, you name it. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, cards lay how they lay. And as I always say, you guys never know who's going to come in on the set. Appreciate the people that have reached out to me. Y'all feel free to make sure that you go to the YouTube channel, click, like, share. We're supporting black business. Let's support our black innovators. Today's topic is who should be the one to give credit to the black man? How are black men viewed in today's society? How does the culture view black men? Better yet, how do we as black men view us? And so, as I always say, y'all, I always have somebody coming in on the set. You know what I'm saying? We have a black brother who's an educator. He is a role model for the community. He has, I forgot how many years of education.
10 plus right now, Kenny.
10 plus years of education, teacher's education. So he is someone that is a black man, a black king, that is a positive role model in the community, mentor. He knows firsthand. You know, he's had a chance to be able to see the good, bad, ugly. He's had a chance to mentor. He's someone that's not just started getting involved with the community, but someone that is a pioneer of the community. We met about over 5+ years ago. Phenomenal man, and we're gonna get right on in. We just gonna go right on in.
Yeah, Kenny. Man, I'm just happy to be here, man. I just feel like it's coming full circle for you. I remember interviewing you back in the days where we didn't have all this fancy equipment. So now, man, I'm appreciating. I'm loving this platform that you've got and you've created for folks like myself and others. You know.
So today's topic, what do you think about that? Like, how we do. We keep it a beam. We keep it 100. 1,000.
I mean, I just want to put this into perspective for people first, as far as, what we're doing here and the groundwork that's being laid. When you think about YouTube videos, and when you think about the voices and the wisdom that's coming out of the community, that's coming from the different parts of the world, a lot of the stuff on YouTube right now, man, it's ahead of its time. Like, people are catching up to it. So for something like this to be happening, if you don't catch it now, hopefully you'll catch it later. But to your point, Kenny, I just had to throw that in there. Just thinking about black men in general and how young children, let's just start with the young children, how the young children view us. I think that as a child, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I'm going to go back to me as a child. I want to think about me and how I was raised and thinking about how, your parents raised you. And there's times when I can remember, my parents saying to me, be all that you can be, but then there's times when, you don't want to feel like, they don't want to feel like you're outgrowing them. So sometimes they can keep you stagnated as well. So some parents do empower kids and then others not so much so, Kenny.
So you think the first stance of the way that black men are viewed starts from how that they are reared through children. So from like parenting, so that's the first, I guess you would say, the first indication of what's deposited.
Yeah, I think so, Kitty. I think that's the first indication, man. And then we can look at the community. We can look at other black brothers and sisters. And thinking about me, for example, going through elementary school during the days of, the early 80s on up, being a dark skinned person was looked at as something negative. People saw me as a monster. I really had to deal with a lot of bullying, a lot of, you know, mean talk from folks just because of my skin color, something I had no control over. And I think that stemmed from the propaganda in the media and how we're presented in the media's eyes. So it starts off at an early age, Kenny.
It's funny you talked about that because I do drawing. I do like little drawing, do like little scribble scrabble stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm into the arts, and I have had people that I have actually called me Oreo.
Wow.
So you're Oreo. You this high yellow. This is this. I believe that we have this unlearning that has to be done
Yes.
because of the social engineering.
Yes.
I really do believe that we have to unlearn. We have to unlearn, relearn, and evolve.
Totally. I love that term, unlearning, the social engineering. Just thinking about moving on to women and how we're viewed in the eyes of women. For example, a lot of these women, they want tough guys. They want guys out here that are, pretty much taking a risk. Out here, taking a chance. I'm not gonna go into details as to what they're doing, but they want the quote unquote bad guy. They don't want the quote unquote good guy.
Yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that guy that's holding the door open.
Yeah, exactly.
That's saying, that's approaching them, giving them the dignity and the respect that's due. So they want that. They rather have that guy that call them all kinds of A's and B's and all, and all that kind of nonsense. But
Yep.
that has to do with the propaganda. And I think that black men don't get the credit that they deserve because the oppressor, the enemy, knows the seed that lies within the black man.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Man, you're exactly right, man. Just thinking about that and thinking about looking at how we view each other, brother to brother. For the most part, there's a competitive state of mind amongst black men. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I see other cultures and they embrace each other with love and appreciation when they're seeing each other. They don't even have to know each other, Kenny. And these people are showing each other love and appreciation, gratitude. But when we see each other, it's almost like we're sizing each other up. Oh, would he think he better than me? His car's nicer than mine. It's a mindset, just like you said, that we have to unlearn. And it's something that's been, it's a design and people really need to begin to think outside the box. And when I say the box, I'm talking about the television. Think outside of what been programmed in your mind as far as what you've seen and what you've learned from television. Do some reading, do some research, do some digging. That's what it takes. I just want to say this, Kenny, because this just came to me. This ain't off topic, but it all aligns, Kenny. And that's why I like this show. It's raw and uncut. Just thinking about what people do and how they're going through the processes of thinking. A lot of people, they do a lot of thinking, but in that thinking, they're probably not processing. They're probably not strategizing. They're probably not plotting. It's just a lot of thinking. And when you're doing a lot of thinking, you're easily controlled by a system when you're not thinking for yourself, Kenny.
And you hit something. I don't think a lot of individuals get engaged because some of us would rather, like you said, we're entangled. We got this entanglement that's going on with the media, whereas we don't get engaged personally, meaning that I deal with a lot of community consulting, and so some of the stuff that I hear, we say, well, the black men aren't standing up for their community, or the black men aren't mentoring the young men, or the black men are just letting this gun violence take place. It's like, hold up, pause for a second. Just because we're hearing what's coming off of the airwaves does not necessarily, fit that motto. So I'm out in Baltimore. Shout out to the We Are Us movement, holding it down.
That's right.
But that's a perfect example right there. This is an organization that is boots on the ground.
Yeah.
That literally is providing the community with jobs,
Mm.
connecting them with unemployment,
Okay.
career, CDL training. You get what I'm saying? They have a Stop the Beef hotline. You know.
Yeah.
So when I hear some of the stuff, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you had to pause a little bit because, you know, are you being paid to say this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that I think that's fueling this propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Because you know you're an educator, so you've had a chance to see not only yourself being a role model to the classroom, but you've had a chance to be in an environment with other black men that are, you know, supportive of their children getting their education. You know, showing up on special days, showing up on career days, showing up. You know, a day in the life with their, you know, I know when I was working at Head Start, we had a special day where it was a day in the life with the parent and the child.
Okay.
You know, where the mom comes to the school. Or the dad comes to the school.
Donuts for dad. That's what I was going to say.
And they had the paint day with dad. You know, so the child, you had the interaction, the communication between the father and the child painting. You know, and just, you know, engaging, and really the father became the teacher for that day. You know,
and you know what, Kitty? That just makes me think about, you know, when you talk about father-child, I also think about mother-child, and then that connection between the trio, and just thinking about how sometimes when there's a relationship between the mother and the father, and it's not as good as it could be, as maybe rocky, sometimes the mother can sometimes influence that child to look at that parent through a skewed perception. Based on how she feel about the father and what he's able to do and the needs he's able to fulfill and those needs that he's not able to fulfill. So that's another thing that we got to think about. And sometimes these children's perceptions are skewed based on the people around them, the people that's their upbringing also, you know. So it's a lot of factors, a lot of variables, Kenny.
Yeah, and you know, we have got to keep having these type of healthy conversations, because the fact is, of the matter is that, you know, the saying that I always say, we all we got, we all we need. And despite the powers that be, you know, there are black men that is holding it down. I'm not just saying it because I'm just saying that. I'm saying that because of the fact that, one, I'm a black man.
That's right.
And I know what it is that I'm doing for the community. You know, I know specifically that do we have, I'll say it like this. Are there bad individuals in life? Yes, it is. It's individuals that make some poor choices, make poor mistakes. You know, it's not just the black. You know, because I think we have been, through social engineering, we've always been told that black is dark. It's something superstitious. It's something, you know.
I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to jump in right here. You just made me think about, you know, what we've been told, the narrative, and thinking about some of these popular movies that's coming out. For example, the one guy who's like the movie Taken, and he's this superhero that goes beyond to save his daughter. I don't know if you ever seen that show or not, but this guy's like a superhero doing whatever it takes, white guy. So when you see that, people automatically assume that, white men are these superheroes to their kids. And now you've got the black community who's putting out these black movies where they got baby mamas and baby daddies, and the kids are running around with dirty diapers, and this is what they're seeing, and so that's the narrative. And like you said, we got to unlearn all that stuff.
You know, and the way that we have got to see ourselves. That's why I appreciate Chadwick Boseman.
Good guy.
I really admired that brother. He was also another inspiration for why I got into becoming a filmmaker, got into production and stuff, because this guy was really, you just, every time that's you awesome saw him, you get what I'm saying, you were just like, wow, that's Black Panther. You get what I'm saying? It was just something, and as me being an older man. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
felt that inner kid.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw Black Panther, I saw like, wow, this is a positive superhero. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone that is in a different limelight. Someone that's positive. You know what I'm saying? You just think about Black Panther. You just like.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. You know, just the way he carried himself. You know, he was a regal, stand-up guy with integrity, honest, had a lot going for himself, and that's what we need to present to these younger kids, this younger generation. We need to be that stand-up guy with the regalness, with that exhibiting that kingship, like we're kings and queens out here. You know, for example, you know, to your point about looking at the community and what overshadows some of these mentors like yourself and people out there doing good for the community are the people that's not doing so good. And, you know, these are the people the kids are seeing every day when they're going up to the corner store, they're going to grab things, and they, you know, they're having to encounter, you know, drug dealers, prostitution, pimps, you name it, you know, and these are becomes their mentors, because most of the time these guys might say, here's $1. So they see that as something to look up to. Oh, these guys that have money. So again, it's skewed. Their perception of reality is skewed. And we've got to overshadow those people who are trying to overshadow us, Kenny.
Yeah. Shout out to my homeboy. He has a brand called I'm hoping I'm saying it right, Mr. Brandon Curry. If you see this video, hold it to my head, not my heart. But it's I know it's unlearn, relearn, evolve. I believe that's what it is.
I like
Unlearn, relearn, evolve. And I think that those are three dynamic things that we have to embrace.
Yeah.
You know, because we have been taught by the ways of the enemy, by the ways of mass media, that, you know, even through music, you know what I'm saying? I think even through the music, which is part of that social engineering to get us to view
definitely.
Black men in a way that where we see the Black man as the enemy, and not really recognizing that, you know, that we are kings, that we are conquerors, that we are, you know, G's in the earth. You get what I'm saying? That we are the true bloodline of change.
That's a fact, man. I was just doing some research and I was looking up the Moors, man, and the Moors had a huge impact in Spain, and there's still mosques that the Moors have built in Spain that are just monumental, to the point where people are still coming from all over the world to see that. But like you said, it's not put in our history books. The kids don't understand that we brought all these science discoveries, like glasses and other scientific discoveries and contributions to Spain through the Moors and that reign that they had in Spain. I mean, those are Black people, man, and they were way more advanced than some of the Spaniards, and they were jealous of the Moors, and they went and tried to, you know, conquer what they had. But that's another topic. But just to your point, as far as with these young children, and not just young kids, but also young adults and older people, we need to see that. We need to know our history, Ken. We need to know our history, because that's going to make or break us.
And so, y'all excuse me, because I didn't fully say our guest. His name is Adele Joe.
Joseph. That's my Facebook name. Adela Joe. Okay. That's my Facebook, Adela Joe Wonder. But my name is Joseph Bagget, and I'm from New Orleans, and I met Kenny a while back, and we just been kicking it ever since. So yeah.
You know, so yeah, y'all, we have to continue to keep having these conversations. We have got to keep promoting the Black man. Period. That just is what it is. And we can't get mad. This is the thing that I noticed before I close out. The forces that be, because there are negative forces to get us to look at the Black man as the enemy.
That's a fact.
Despite certain groups, despite certain toxicity that comes.
I love that word, toxicity.
Through the negative portals.
Man, Kenny going in. You going in, Kenny. Go in, man. Go in. That's what I came in for. Uncut, live, and raw. Yes.
that we gotta still
I
be
love it.
proud about us being black men. And I'm just determined that, okay, if you want to keep saying that black men are bad, that's fine. Because just because you say it does not mean that it's factual. Because you're looking at a black brother that is beating half of the daggone statistics that they say, where they say all black men are they're in jail, or black men got records. I don't have a record. If I'm going to a jail, it's to show another youngin of what not to do. I do want to say this because y'all know I'm mentor and I keep it 100 on 1,000. We do have to get to the point where it's by, and this is for every group. This is for every group. This is why I like the We Are Us movement, because they work with multiple young people from various cultures and various races. We have got to stop, and this is what my determination, I know this is your determination. We have got to stop allowing free my man's memes to go up to, bruh, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Bruh, that ain't worth it. It ain't worth you losing your life. It ain't worth you taking that gun and taking somebody else's life. That I know that's what my aim is.
Yeah.
You know, because I've really come to realize that this killing stuff we got going on.
Yeah.
It will blow your mind on why some of these killings are happening. And half of the killings that's happening is off of petty stuff.
Yeah. It just goes back to, their upbringing, just like Tupac said, thug life. The hate you give little infants. What is it?
We just gotta keep making y'all sorry, y'all we just doing some stuff behind the scenes, just communicating with our cameraman assistant. But yeah, we have got to continue to, like you said.
Yeah. To my point, the hate you give young infants hurts everyone. That's thug life. Affects everyone. The hate you give young infants affects everyone. So it's basically saying that a killer is created. They're raised. So this is like, if you're not loving a child, if you're not raising that child the way they should be raised, going back to how we're viewing our children, not just black men, but how do you view your children? Do you view your child as something to be nurtured, something to be cared for, or do you view your child as a burden? Is the black man a burden to America? These are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Do we have true allies? Like Martin Luther King said it best. He integrated his people into a burning building. I'm not saying that we're better off segregated, but what I'm saying, now that we're integrated, we've got to maintain our integrity, our honesty, our majesticity, and all of those things. That's what we are. So we can't forget about that. And at the end of the day, that's going to change. The perspective that you see, the way that you view black men is going to change. Like they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. Look at me. I got on a fitted cap. I got on a hooded sweater, Kenny.
Exactly.
But you can't judge a book by its cover. You just can't.
So, as we get wrap up, this is not going to be the first time you on the set. We're going to
be the last either.
We want to continue to have great conversations like this.
Yep.
Because it's needed.
Yeah.
And what better time, what better way than the time that we're in now. We're not in a revolution, we are in an evolution, and evolution is transitioning, and the transitioning era is the one that's growing, enhancing, advancing. I gotta drop this,
Man, I'm right here with you, learning and evolving right with you, bro, because that's what it's all about, the evolution. And would you say the revolution?
Yeah, it ain't about no revolution. It's about the evolution.
It's about the evolution.
The enhancing, the advancing, the transitioning, which is growing.
That's right.
We are growing.
Yes.
So we're moving forward.
Yes.
And which helps embrace that concept of evolving.
Yeah. So, hey, man, nowadays I say, how's your energy? I don't even say, how are you? Because when someone asks me, how are you? There's so many things I got to talk to think about, okay, I'm fine. I just want to give a generic response. It's a new day and age, Kenny. We've got to try and find new ways of introducing topics and shedding light on other topics, and just bringing people into this light.
So as we begin to close out, y'all know what I need y'all to do. Shout out to the FTP movement holding it down. That is doing some phenomenal stuff for the community, for the people, by the people. Y'all make sure you go to Instagram and check them out on Facebook. Also, make sure that you follow me on IG, Change Agent Now Forever. You're going to continue to see the phenomenal stuff, the different stuff that I am involved with and engaged with in the community, making a change for the people.
That's right, Kenny. And I'm also on Instagram at JOTEACHWE, Joe Teach We, on Instagram. And my Facebook handle is Adetla Joe Wonder. But you can check me out on Instagram. And Kenny knows how to find me. So we're business partners.
Yeah, and so this ain't gonna be the first. This ain't gonna be the last.
Oh no!
On set, we got we gotta have you because the energy is the ambiance here.
Yeah,
it's a cool vibe.
That's right.
It's a vibe, and we have got to continue these type of conversations. As I always say,
tip of the iceberg. Kenny.
Yeah, this we just getting started.
Yeah,
we cracked the egg. Now it's sizzling. You know,
right.
we gonna take this thing to.
Yeah.
To the next stage. Y'all continue to stay positive. Stay positive. If you can give something back, give some hope. Give some courage. Give somebody hope. Give somebody courage. Love on somebody. Let somebody know that they are loved and that they are valued and that they have a purpose. As I always close out on my shows, we all we got, we all we need. Each one, reach one, each one, love one, each one, hug one. Keep hope alive. Do something great. Realize that you are the bloodline of change. We don't have to wait for the great white hope. The change is you. We are the change. It's we. We, the people. It's we. We are made in the image and likeness of God. We are the kings and queens. We are the champions. We are the victorians.
We pose the biggest threat, Kenny. You know it, man. We pose the biggest threats. And the first thing I think about is when people say, oh, it's a threat to the establishment, having black folks become, rise up to the top of that ladder. And I always say, at the end of the day, like you said, we all we got. I lost my train of thought, but it's going to come back to me. But go ahead, Kenny. Like you said, we all we got. And that's it. So when somebody has something they're threatened, I just think about self-preservation, being the first law of nature. So naturally, they're going to want to try to bring us down. They're going to want to try to discredit us. They're going to want to try to assault our characters just because we're a threat. And that's the first thing when you're trying to protect yourself. Self-preservation, what? First law of nature. And that's just one of the ways that they're protecting themselves and their establishment by trying to discredit the black legacy that we've left for years on this earth.
That's right. I don't know what to say after that, but we just here Uncut Live. We keep it 100 on 1,000. 100 on 1,000. You just been plugged in with your boy,
1,000.
Mr. Uncut. Y'all stay blessed. Let's stress. Keep your head up. Keep hope alive.
Peace.
Peace.